So I think there's big issues when you're a team like this that like Motivate seem to win a lot of their lanes. Like they're like you were saying, incredibly high skilled individual players that when you combine them together with how all the experience they've had with this team, of course, with Set Zero coming back, they just have so much chemistry together where their lanes go incredibly well. And when you fall behind, when you win more lanes than what we really thought they should have, then you delay the blink timing on the Sand King, you delay the Orchid timing that Rose rushed, and when you got them, it didn't matter because there was already a pipe on the Bloodseeker with that itemization, remaining. And then the damage was completely mitigated. So
5 seconds remaining.
I
want to know what the point of, sorry to interrupt your train of thought, but like, what's the point of this Witch Doctor? It is, Maledict is terrible against Medusa because the extra damage that you take after the fact is based off of how much of your current HP you've lost. And Medusa's always going to lose her mana first. It's why, like, Zeus is good against Medusa because it's based off of her current HP, the static field. It's why Spirit Vessel can be very good because, again, it's current HP. But Witch Doctor, Maledict is going to do nothing provided that she has a decent level of, you know, mana pool to play with in the mana shield. It's also something like the Death Ward you need to be facing into the Deucer to be casting it, so, well, to get the most use out of it, if you're right in the center, you're probably just going to get right-click down, and then you can just get Stone-Gazed, and, you know, that gets cancelled out. It's not a reliable stun.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not a fan of this Witch Doctor pick at all.
Do they go back into the Storm? Do they go back into the Storm? I mean,
I want to see Alina.
So why would you favor Lina over Storm here?
Better in the laning stage. If you run Mars off lane, you're going to have that blink initiation.
Radiant team back.
I feel... Okay, well, it's not a bad carry-to-carry matchup against the Deucer, I suppose. Rather pick that up now, but yeah, now they get rid of the Storm Spirit themselves on Motivate.Trust. I still think the Lena's really good. Like, you've already got the Terrorblade Shore that's going to be able to siege, but it feels like they are lacking a little bit in the form of burst right now on Dreammaker's side. Plenty of sustained damage, but not the burst.
10 Radiant seconds remaining. Ban.
And the big thing now that they have to ban out is the matchup against the TB. They're actually even preventing a potential flex with Masros playing the Void Spirit. I wonder if they'll ban out another... I don't know if you think about Tinker ban. I think the Zeus is enough. And then look for now an offlane.
Way too greedy.
Yeah, I think you now look for an offlane ban for Masros. Again, he's going to have the last phase pick, at least not the 24th this time.
5 seconds remaining.
Unless it's a Void Spirit. You never know. He's well known to play that style of hero. Even we've seen the Quap in the offlane as well, that he's liked to pick up.
They do like ways to take objectives early, so we don't see a whole lot of
Their
Lesh.
Push isn't great.
Yeah, I wonder if they could think of like a Lesh as a 3. Tinker. They do Tinker. Wow. Okay, so Void push to the 3, Tinker 2. It's super greedy, but Dreammaker don't have catch. You ban Storm, you ban Ember, Zeus is gone, Void Spirit's gone.
What can they do now? Like
Puck, Spirit Breaker,
a Clockwork 4, and then move Wind Ranger to mid?
Remaining.
Yeah. Bigger Clock. Okay.
You may now
definitely feels like they have this cycle of heroes they like for Rosé, and they don't go too far out of that. So Cop is definitely one of them. It's... I mean, you have to snowball to deal with the Tinker as the Queen of Pain. As the game goes on, unless you've got a huge item advantage, then it's not... You're not one of the better ways to catch him.
And, you know, their tower push isn't great on Motivate's side, but they can just let Dreammaker come to them, you know? It feels like this sort of game where, like you said, you need a snowball, and some of that's off of kills, but some of that's off objectives as well, and TB is one of those carries that can look to take it early on. So I think what Motivate are going to be looking for is just ways to make sure that they've got some nice defensive vision so that they're not getting caught unawares and, you know, a pick off onto Fearless. in particular, before a team fight starts, could be disastrous for Motivate. But do I think they can push and win the game eventually?
Dusa can push when she gets items.
Yeah, no. It's just like, if by that point will Chidori have the better carry matchup,
But I get what you mean, but you're going to a Tinker, so I feel like naturally you'd say yes, Terrorblade versus Dusa, it's favorable for the Terrorblade, but he's playing into one of the biggest counters into the Tinker. So
I'm just going to say Motivate, just because the way that Dreammaker played that game number 1, where they didn't focus the Shadow Demon, doesn't give me any confidence that they're going to make the right target prioritization decisions. Like, I feel like Set Zero and Fearless are the ones that you need to be going on. And even if Jackie's, up front and center sieging a tower, you got to smoke and wrap around. You can't just walk right on into Motivate's lineup.
Yeah, I do think that Terrorblade and Witch Doctor lane is going to be incredibly strong. I think it's into a double melee, so there's always with reflection, with cask bouncing, Maledict. I do think Witch Doctor is a very undervalued laning stage support, and you pair that up with a Terrorblade who can definitely get kills. Now they will lack we'll see how much they'd lack. I was going to say stuns. I mean, you've got the cask, but I mean, the Void Spirit can just put an early level into Simulate and just replace himself. And if you don't target down the Monkey King, then Q can also maybe get a tree dance off. So I do think they'll at least have a favorable lane matchup than what we saw previously with MG.Trust's Bloodseeker, which is important. Terrorblade can help take towers at a little bit earlier of a stage with the Metamorphoses, but as the game goes on, I just feel like this is all off the back of like the Queen of Pain and Mars snowballing. Now, we've seen Nevermind do it, but I think he needs a very early blink this time and just to occupy the map, and I could get to the stage where, like you were saying, Tinker is very weak, like level 7 to level 12. And if you can get a blink timing towards the later stages of that weakness, and maybe you can kill him multiple times, and then it'll mean that Motivated just funneling all their net worth into the Dusa. Like, I feel like that's a capability, but man, I think they've got to win their lanes pretty heavy then.
They do, yeah, and it's around that level 10 mark, you would say, right? When you're probably going to have the Blink Dagger available. That's going to be what Dreammaker are looking to play for. They do have burst damage, of course, with Rose on the Queen of Pain. Again, that was one of the other things that I said was lacking, not just because, being able to lock down the Tinker or the Void Spirit before anyone's able to react to it, but also the Bane, right? We've seen so many times that these Banes within the Southeast Asian region are able to do so much to be able to save their team with a simple Nightmare, or defensively or aggressively.
Well, it's good at least to be back in 7.29 with the carry-to-carry matchup. That's always fun.
Yeah. Ugh.
Jeez.
Saw the Sven last time around as well.
Yeah. Well, it's... honestly, I don't even care. We saw it for so often for, months in a row, but we haven't seen it at least through all our games.
It's no Superman Sven.
Yeah. Very true. And in regards to just the matchup we have right now in carries, like we've been only getting Clinks, Sven, Monkey King, pretty much. So I'm happy at least we get an old matchup. Now, how do you feel like this mid lane's going to go for Rose and Fearless? Because the Quap is very reliant on dominating the lane. Do you think she can do that versus the Tinker?
She's going to have an okay time, but you're against this... this Tinker, who he might lose a little bit on the attack range, but your right click is plenty. It's actually about 10 or so more than the Queen of Pain, so that's really nice, being able to get the denies off, but also the blind able from the laser, able to secure your own creeps or deny in particular the range creeps away from the Queen of Pain. And then he's probably just waiting until he reaches level 3 to be able to start laying in with some of the higher damage in onto Rose. He would feel it, so I think he should have a totally fine time.
All these side lanes are chewing through a lot of the resources early. So Q and MG.Trust very weak at the moment.
Be careful.
Ooh.
He's already dropping pretty low.
Oh my god.
He's got the bottle at least.
Bottom CZY. Not enough for the snake at the early levels. Setsuro got another round. The brain sap is actually very close to having enough mana, but he'll opt for the Kori kill instead, so... And now back up to top as Chidori's in trouble. Shazam's gonna try and get in range to offer some protection, but MG.Trust will cut him down before the opportunity arises.
Mid lane going very well for Fearless as well. He's denying up multiple creeps, just forcing Rose to make these sorts of moves towards the water rings just to stay alive. But again, even just using the mana from the Screen of Pain, which is not what you want to do. You know, you want to be constantly spamming out that Shadow Strike as much as possible. So if you're using a Scream of Pain just to take one range creep, then you're in a bit of a rough spot.
Shazam should be dead up top as well. MG.Trust is actually not going to continue to chase through the tree line, maybe thinking Q will have enough to just solo kill him, and looks like that is definitely the case, but simultaneously, we're going to kill down bottom as CZY, and never mind, we'll get Setsuro, so the first kill of the game here for Dreammaker.
I trust CZY's Wind Ranger. I feel like it's his best hero from what we've seen so far. But I think it's just going to be way too much for him to handle. You know, you're a position 4 after all, and, you know, you might be able to hit great shackle shots, but I feel like you're going to need a pretty early blink, and with the way that these lanes have gone
might
so
be dead
far,
mid. Oh my god, might be. She gets blown up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this... okay, again, we have to say that Motivate demolished. They won the lanes last game, then, and we weren't expecting that to be the case. And again, it looks like they're playing exceptionally well through the lanes. I mean, MG.Trust somehow has pretty much a... I mean, he's got 3 range creeps top shoved in. It's about to be about a triple wave. So, like, again, like, their stellar laning stage prowess is really coming to play. And I feel like this is often what we see Motivate. They can play off the back of Jackie's late game because he's one of the best carries in Southeast Asia, or they can play off the back of how exceptional they are in the lanes.
Even just cute, making sure all of that experience goes over to MG.Trust. He's sitting top of the net worth right now, really feeling himself after his recent success in his pubs. Fearless, he's already looked to build up a little bit of an experience lead as well over Rose, about 1 level ahead right now. So not going to be long until he gets that Keen Conveyance available for himself. Is he just rushing a Blink Dagger, not even needing the Soul Ring?
Interesting.
That's keen. I mean, that is the advantage, right, of the Keen Conveyance, is that you can consistently go back to base and refill your bottle and just immediately rejoin the lane. Look to spam it out a little bit more through the use of the laser, so you're not losing out on that that value. That's exactly what he does.
Does he feel like the earlier timing and blink will give him... Is Q gonna dive this? My dude is a madman. What? I can't tell what level Maledict it is. He should still tick out here, though. Deny? Oh my god, Q missed. What the hell?
I can get a kill on to Nevermind on the bot side here. Although Jackie is positioning a little odd.
Of course.
He put himself down onto the low ground, so I think there was a miss there onto the Mars, so he doesn't end up dying, but still forces another salve out from CZY. And again, like I said before, this is a position 4 Wind Ranger, which you're relying on for a lot of your initiation on top of the Mars. So if you're in the deny off on the Observer Ward in the mid lane, so if you're spending a lot of your gold on healing salves and the like to make sure that Nevermind's got it having a good time, then it just pushes back the timing of your Blink Dagger even further.
We have seen a lot of commitment in the lanes though from Motivate, so they haven't had as much time to try and make some stacks for Jackie. I've also anticipated this with blocking up the Ancients and dropping a ward down preemptively.
No stacks on their side as well, though, right? You know, all this pressure, it's not like Dreammaker are getting the advantageous side of things. You know, it's not like they're like, all right, well, we've sacrificed the lanes, but at least we've got this to fall back on. No, there's no silver lining, unfortunately.
They're gonna try and make an attempt on Nevermind. They've got Q nearby, waiting to pounce from the trees. But it's obviously showing a bit of lack of stuns once Q's controlled, but it's not gonna last for too much longer. They've also got issues mid though as Fearless. Being ganked from both the supports on Dreammaker. They want to commit underneath, they won't need to. The damage from afar, Rose can hold back on the outskirts of the tower and get a very big kill, but he's got to be cautious. MG.Trust doesn't have the burst just yet. And also limited in his mana. He might go back and he's got Astral Step now. Enough
Still low on mana though. Might look to get a bit of a bottle sip through from Fearless if he looks to rejoin him in the lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Give him a sip. Oh god damn Dago.
Radiant's top tower
That's
is under
friendship
attack.
right there.
That's true kinship at its finest. Rosé. Luckily he's got Trezam hand in hand. So they haven't been able to burst through Rosé just yet.
Dire's courier
He's actually going to
has been
loop back
killed.
around and then blink to safety.
Dire's middle tower
Nice
is
little-
under attack.
He was prioritizing making sure he stayed in the fog of war, just wanting to stay away from Fearless as much as possible. A lot of people really underestimate that heat-seeking missile range. You can't see it when you're just playing Dota. We have the luxury of spectators, and you could zoom all the way out and eventually see just right on the edge.
They're going to try and bring down Masaros. Can he TP out? Doesn't even have one available, unfortunately. So for the Void Spirit, they'll be able to chase him through the tree line. It's a big kill for them to fight. Duh.
Is it?
It would have been a big kill. And now
very
mid
good.
lane, they've been able to catch the Queen of Pain. The chain lockdown to Fearless's burst. Already level 8 on the Tinker, and this is Blink Dagger completed. 3,000 net worth lead, and again, we're just seeing the movements across the map from Motivate far superior to what Dreammakers are.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just a 9-minute Blink Dagger, casual pickup, and well, they
Dire's
can see
middle
that the
tower
Observer
is under
Ward
attack.
was, sorry, the Bounty Room was
Dire's
taken. I wonder if
structures
that'll
are
trigger
fortified.
Set Zero to think to try and get some D wards off in the area. He hasn't tried to stack, but you can see with Jackie TPing in towards the mid lane, they might be considering it in the near future. With that Blink Dagger now, it feels like Fearless, he's confident in just parking himself down towards this bottom side.
And now you can just allow Jackie to occupy mid. Shove it out, go back, farm the triangle. Exactly what the Medusa wants to be playing around this vicinity. And now you've got all the other side lanes for the rest of the team to take these engagements. They don't have a stun to cancel Nevermind's TP.
Is under attack.
Honestly, Fearless, of course, we're seeing some of the weaknesses with the Tinker at this stage in the game with such a long duration of the rearm.
I mean, it could be the reason why he's gone into this super early Blink Dagger, right? Of course, it's just a strong item in general, but the only way that you're going to
Dire's
Christ.
top tower
approach
is
that...
under attack.
Well,
Oops. Look at the Shackles, Rose.
Careful here.
Sonic Wave as well. Maybe Setsura can just get in range. But he's unfortunately not able to do so, and now he's going to need some of his own assistance. It's just Medusa up to the northern side, hiding the wings, and Setsura will inevitably be chased down. So a nice couple of pickups to find here for Dreammaker. I say that.
and they get it turned around them as well with Masaros showing up right at the end. Yeah, I mean, Fearless, he went for the aggressive play. He needs to get kills, right? Because again, level 7 to level 12,
Dire's
very
middle
weak
tower is
on
under
the
attack.
Tinker. So he wants to try and get as many solo kills as possible. That time, though, they had a couple of heroes ready in the region and punished him for it.
So previously, Fearless almost one-hit Trezam. Might be in a bit of trouble. They also
nicely done.
broke the tree, so beautiful placement. As Nevermind gets a big pick off on Fearless and
Has fallen.
made sure there was no answer in regards to the Monkey King.
Couple of deaths now. You know, he was sitting very comfortable, I believe, second on net worth for the longest time, but he's dropped all the way down to fourth.
What?
He's got Fiend's Grip.
They have the... No, I mean, it lasts for such a long duration. They'll have the damage. All gold funneled over. Setsura the one to find it. How many deaths has Rose got at the moment? That's 3 deaths. And the Queen of Pain is definitely a hero that
Dire's structures
very much relies on snowballing. And it felt like especially this game to maybe have some form of an answer to the Tinker. But we do have to keep in mind that it is giving a lot of space to Chidori. He's got Yasha completed. And he's going to start to play around his own Ancients.
Dyer's top
Fearless has
tower
got to be a
is
lot more
under
careful
attack.
though. You know, it's a couple of times now that he's died. He's still got Q backing him up. Maybe just saying, look, bro, I'm going to need you to hold that boundless strike. You know, not use it to try and set up for any initiations. I need the counter initiate. Stream make it.
Dyer's
They
top tower
move
is
on
under
forward,
attack.
but they end up smoking underneath an observer ward.
Dyer's
Kind of
top
surprising
tower
that they
has
wouldn't look to
fallen.
D-ward at least that high ground area, but I suppose you haven't really seen any Motivate heroes show in the region.
They are very deep right now. The Rainbow TP is coming into the fray. They'll target the Witch Doctor. Rose next. Just a slither of hesitation costing the Queen of Pain. Nevermind is waiting in the wings right now. Chidori's nearby as well, but the Metamorphosis is on cooldown. Maybe they can target Fearless, Shackle out, Spear. I don't know if it's going to be enough damage here. With the power shot from afar, they'll bring him down, but Nevermind still is going to sacrifice his own life to deal with the Tinker. CZY still next on the end edge, so they're going to try and jump on forward. Witch Doctor a little bit too late to show up the party, and Trajam still in level 5 as well. So a double for MG.Trust completed, and continuing to grow this 5,000 net worth lead is Motivate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heavy commitment to try and pick off the Tinker. Ends up costing you another couple of heroes. I suppose it's kind of worth it as, oh, I'm sure Q wasn't expecting to drop down from the trees in that sort of fashion. He's trying to get the solo kill onto Trezam. Might be a little hesitant to try and go for this now. With the Death Ward, yeah, being used. The Boundless Strike was previously popped.
Now CZY is going to swing on over. Still Q should fall, and he will, to the Maledict, but Fearless can rejoin the fray. We're just seeing that they have so much mobility right now on Motivate. With how Q can jump around and about with the monkey. You've got the almost boot to travel effect from the Tinker. And, I mean, Rose needs a lot of catch-up. Level 9 at the moment, the 4 deaths on him. And it's a very late first item.
It is on the level 9 on Fearless, though. As,
Rose's
well,
dead again.
Just being scripting, bro.
This Bane heroes are... Dude, feel it. He didn't get it.
Shame.
Fearless.
That's worth the tip right there.
Yes, that's
Now
it,
it's
definitely.
level 10. So building it up a little bit.
They're definitely... Senseiro's probably like... What's going on, man? The comms would be... Is that something you wish we... somehow had our hands on? It always... there's always the issues of course, the giving up strats and... But...
I mean, I feel like it would just be something like KS lol, you know?
But even just a little bit of... They're gonna snipe him. Master should be dead. Oh, he's got to simulate. Okay, very nicely played. Grace Fortsmans are showing up once again. There's global potential, but Fearless is in trouble. Whenever the arenas are at the ready, we're seeing that it does offer them some way to get on top of the Tinker, and it's really this big issue of the level 7 to 12 mark, where he doesn't have the extra point in rearm.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
You can argue that, he's creating space for the Medusa, but he's just giving away way too much net worth. He was in a commanding position in the laning stage. You need to, again, go for kills, but even just going this Blink Tinker, a lot of the time he gets too far away to actually get credit for some of the kills that he's getting. Rose, though, not having any of an easier time. Sitting 1100 net worth behind even the Tinker, and now Fearless. He's got this juicy wave down bottom that I'm sure he's just going to say, like, guys, I've died a few too many times. I need to just get this level 12 so that I'm not quite as vulnerable when I'm just sitting there looking to charge my rearm.
Tower is under attack.
He still might be the target, though. Nevermind just completed the Blink Dagger on the Mars, so would like to see Dreammaker to actually go down bot. I really want them to actually take this tier 1 mid. It's giving you a lot of extra map control and even just a TP pointers again. Z0, this keen optic just helping out with a little bit of extra cast trains. They've got a DD too, so do they think about Roche? And Jackie will make the attempt.
Seems like it, and he's looked to change things up. He had the Skadi queued up previously, but gone into the point booster now as he looks to build into that Aghanim. So, realizing that he's going to have a nice, healthy timing of hitting Ags and level 20 around the same period. Fearless as well. He's looking to go into his own Aghanim Scepter, looking to prioritize a little bit more of the survivability as opposed to the mana pool with picking up the Ogre Axe and the point booster first. And I wonder if this will bring him up to level 12. This is a keen attempt here by Nevermind.
He's got some reinforcements in the wing. Jackie will be able to pick up the Aegis. We'll see if they can turn this around on Dreammaker as they're kind of locked inside the pit. The Death Ward will push them back. Chidori still, he's got vision of Q at the moment, so he's going to target down. Oh, he spotted the Roche. What? Now Chidori still, he needs a Sunder. Target's not going to get it. The last second in the Remnant as they find 3 for the price of 1.
I mean, you just saw there with the Witch Doctor, right? He got off a really nice cast. Maledict hit onto 3, and he was hammering them with that Death Ward, but it was all going into the Medusa. So even though you were able to drain through all of her mana, the Maledict did nothing in that team fight.
And now that's given Fearless pretty much his level 13. Very close to the Aghanim Scepter. How close is Jackie now after that fight? Yeah, still needs just the last component.
I mean, he had just bought up the point booster before that fight, so a very healthy little exchange coming through there for Motivate. And, I mean, we haven't even talked about the Tinkerag Scepter, right? It's going to be very effective against this Terrorblade for sure.
Without a doubt, yeah. And even just the Mars, who's been pretty much the big issue at the moment here for Fearless. So some of the shrink potential, just lowering how tanky he is. They have got a nice ward around their outpost. See how they want to play with this on Dreammaker. Set 0 currently underneath vision. So they're going to look to drop the arena solely, which will secure the kill, but it's going to cost them a own. And it's also compromised Nevermind's positioning as there's no escape. He's just going to push himself further away from any of the reinforcements hiding on the outskirts.
They'll at least see that they've got some kind of vision around this outpost area, but I mean, that seems like clutching at straws at the moment with Fearless. He's just continuing to farm away at these Ancients, picking up some more neutral items. Wouldn't even surprise me to see him go into like a BKB after he finishes up his Accept, just so that he can stand in the middle of these team fight and fire off rocket after rocket.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And there it is. He can even just look to join his teammates now, right? Level 12, so the Keen Conveyance means that he can get right in on top of whoever he wants to, just because of the creep wave advancing through there. It's onto the enemy side of the map, and then of course at level 18, he can get on top of Masteros. That seems like he'll look to be playing around his good friend, and they're the ones with the strong pick-off potential.
Alright, so thoughts on Jackie Rapier?
Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's bottom tower.
I mean, it's Slasher's way, right? I'm not sure if you know who Slasher is, but he's an old Dota content creator who always went these really weird builds, and he was like, make sure you get your Aghanim Scepter, your Aegis, and then first item, Divine Rapier after that. He's got a few items before that, but it still seems like a pretty damn early Rapier.
And Masteros, quick fingers there, will dodge out the spear, and they're looking to commit to the fight. Chidori showing up even with the Metamorphosis. This honestly might just be the last stand, but with Fearless just raining in the barrage of missiles from afar, so they're forced to smoke. Radiant, they're going to mirror the move and instantly look to reposition themselves in the area. They don't have the Tinker at the moment. It's going to refresh the resources, but Masteros is going to brute force him forward. This time he won't be able to dodge the first stun, but he's got backup at least. And man, what a boundless Q onto multiple heroes. The spam back into place as Tinker's showing up again. They need to play away from Chidori as Q does just that. It pounds into the trees to offer no potential of the Sunder. And I mean, this is looking very, very ominous here.
Yeah, looking grim for Dreammaker, that's for sure. You know, you just see the difference in the Tinker when he has level 12, right? You're not sitting there channeling for 3.5 seconds.
Oh, they found CZY too. That's, I hate to see it. So, overwhelming blink for Tinker, huh? Very interesting.
Against the TB illusions, it's great. It's constantly going to be refreshing, so it's just a lot of that burst damage coming through. Of course, you do still need to be a little mindful of getting caught out of position, but the extra HP pool does provide you a little bit of safety for that. I mean, it's an 800 AoE though, so it's quite a large range.
Jackie? Well, yeah, cool. You made the attempt. Medusa's a fun hero to play into when she's this far ahead. They're hoping for some defense. How close is Rose to it? Almost Sanj and Kaya.
Aegis reclaimed as well, but Jackie doesn't mind too much. He has items that he's looking to purchase to make sure that he's 6 slotted again. Nearly reaching his level 20 as well, having already picked up that Aghanim Scepter, of course.
Alright, well, Rose's dead, so it was good knowing you. Setsuru's even going to drop the ward for it. How many kills has this been on the Queen of Pain off the back of the Fiend script?
Sweet dreams,
At least
probably about 5 too many.
Oh, you're even gone 5. I was going to say 7. My god, Setsuru's had quite the game.
I think you can understand being caught by a couple, but just the map dominance. Q is just dropping the boundless here onto
It's a very good arena. They won't get the assistance from Jackie's. He's down in the low ground, and the wards are blocking out the damage at the moment, but Fearless is showing up. Again, the incessant spam from afar. They've got to double back as far as possible. But waiting the wings is going to be MG.Trust to block off the retreat. He'll jump on forward, burst through the Terror Blade, and now CZY is the next on the agenda. They dop the double GG. Well played as Rose is instantly out of there. And unfortunately for Dreammakers, going to end up losing the series 2-0.
14-0-6 on MG.Trust's off-lane Void Spirit. This is why the man is 10k, ladies and gentlemen. He created so much space when Fearless was stumbling a little bit with a few of those early rotations, but that's the thing with the Tinker. All it takes is 1 or 2 good fights to get you that big experience bump that you need to hit that level 12, to make your rearm go from 3.5 seconds down to 2, and then you just saw the big difference there coming through from the Tinker. Going from level 12 to 15 really quickly, getting that extra heat-seeking missile count, and of course, just all of that vision being provided by Q, giving them so much extra impact in that team fight with the Tinker salvos able to get off over and over again.
Yeah, it really feels like they're motivated with how incredibly strong they are through the lanes. Like that is a big X factor for this team. We just see time and time again how they're able to outplay teams in the laning stage, grow this net worth lead, and then really never look to go back from there as they just get the item timings, control the map. I'm starting to really love the Bane as well. We're seeing a lot of games where this hero is providing an immense amount of impact. Not only just the lane, the saving factor with the Nightmare, the setup that you can provide for the team stun, and then also the Fiend's Grip as the game goes on. And we saw this game, the Fiend's Grip was just pretty much the nail in the coffin for at least the Queen of Pain, who really never got off and running here. And unfortunately for Dreammaker, their last series for the group stage is not a way you'd like to go out in a 0-2 performance. And like we were saying, this is unfortunate because they are still at the whims now of potentially Army Geniuses and Neon. If these two teams, if they both somehow win the last 4 games, then they will actually jump over Dreammaker and they'll be the ones eliminated. So right now, Dreammaker, their hopes are on the other team's performance. Not something that you would like. You want to go to sleep knowing that you're guaranteed into the playoffs, but they're still in a good position, but definitely not guaranteed. But nonetheless, we are halfway done for our night so far. Next up, man, I'm excited for this one. We got Galaxy Racer up against Polaris Esports. This is going to be another cracker of a series. So we'll take a short break, and when we come back, our third one will be underway.